Imagine being offered legal residency, not because you are rich, not because you invested money, not because you bought property, but simply because of your faith. For most people, that sounds impossible. It sounds like something from the past. But right now, in today's world, it is already happening. There are countries quietly offering protection, residency, and new beginnings to Christians who are persecuted, threatened, or pushed out of their homes. These programs are real. They are active, and most people have no idea they exist. Some of them may not last long, so stay with me until the very end, because one country on this list offers something even wealthy investors struggle to get, and it will completely surprise you. Let's begin. Country number 1, Hungary. When people think of Europe today, they often think the doors are closed. They hear about borders, crackdowns, and strict rules. But Hungary is doing something very different, and it is focused on one group in particular. Persecuted Christians? Hungary launched a program called Hungary Helps in 2017. This is not a normal immigration program. It is not about filling labor shortages or attracting money. It is about survival. The program is designed specifically for Christians who are facing persecution in places like the Middle East, Africa, and parts of Asia. What makes Hungary's program stand out is how direct it is. Qualified applicants can receive fast-track residency. They can receive help with housing. They can get support finding work. They gain access to healthcare and education. And over time, there is a clear path to permanent residency. Why is Hungary doing this? The answer is simple. Hungary's leadership openly says it wants to protect Christian heritage. While many countries talk about general migration, Hungary has chosen to focus on Christians it sees as brothers and sisters. Some people call this political. Others call it selective. But for Syrian, Iraqi, Nigerian, and other Christians who faced violence or death, this program has been a lifeline. There is a reality check, though. You cannot just arrive and ask for residency. You must prove persecution. Documents from churches, aid groups, or refugee organizations are usually required. But if you qualify, Hungary has shown that it will open its doors. Country number 2, Poland. Poland's approach comes from memory. This is a country that remembers what it is like to have faith suppressed. Under communist rule, religion was controlled, watched, and punished. That history matters today. When Christians in countries like Syria, Iraq, and Pakistan began facing brutal violence, Poland stepped forward. It created humanitarian visa programs specifically for religious minorities. These visas allow Christians to enter legally and begin rebuilding their lives. What makes Poland special is how local the system is. Churches and parishes play a major role. Local Catholic communities sponsor families. They help them find housing, jobs, and schools. They help with language and daily life. This makes integration much easier and much more human. Poland also offers family reunification options, meaning families are not torn apart. Over time, there is a path toward long-term residency and even citizenship. Since 2015, Poland has accepted thousands of Christian families, especially from Syria. While the country has been criticized by the European Union for its broader immigration stance, it has been very clear about this priority. It will protect persecuted Christians. For families fleeing groups like ISIS or Boko Haram, Poland has not just been a country, it has been a second chance. Country number 3, Russia. This is where most people stop and say, wait, what? Yes, Russia. While the world focuses on Russia's conflicts and politics, something very different has been happening quietly. Russia has been offering simplified residency and even citizenship to Christians, especially those who share traditional values. Russia's program includes fast-track residency for people considered cultural or spiritual compatriots. In some rural regions, new arrivals are offered land grants. There are guarantees of religious practice for approved groups. The citizenship process can be shortened to as little as 3 years instead of 5. Some areas even offer tax benefits for new settlers, and here's the part that shocks many people. The people taking this offer are not only from poor or war-torn countries, they include Americans, Canadians, and Europeans. Entire families from Western countries have moved to rural Russia because they believe their faith and values are under pressure back home. Are now small communities of American Christians living in Russian villages, farming land, raising families, and practicing their faith openly. Is this political? Yes. Russia clearly uses this program to send a message to the West. Is it controversial? Absolutely. Russia has strict controls, limits on certain groups, and serious political issues. But the reality is this: the program exists. It is active. And for conservative Christians who want a traditional environment, Russia is offering things that are extremely hard to find elsewhere: land, fast residency, and a strong religious identity tied to the state. Country number 4, Armenia. Now, we move from shock to history. Armenia is the world's first Christian nation. It adopted Christianity in the year 301. That history is not just a fact. It shapes everything about the country today. Armenia has created pathways for Christians, especially those of Armenian descent, but not only them. There are repatriation programs that offer financial assistance. Christians facing persecution can receive immediate residency. Syrian Armenian Christians fleeing war were welcomed in large numbers after the conflict began. What draws people to Armenia is not wealth. It is faith and community. Ancient monasteries, deep traditions, and a society where Christianity is part of daily life make Armenia feel like stepping back into early Christian history. Even non-Armenian Christians have found refuge there. The cost of living is low. The pace of life is slower. The sense of belonging is strong. There are challenges. Armenia is a small country. Jobs can be limited. The economy is still developing. But for retirees, remote workers, or families seeking a quiet Christian environment, Armenia offers something rare: peace with purpose. Country number 5, Brazil. Most people do not expect Brazil on this list, but it deserves its place. Brazil has quietly welcomed persecuted Christians for years, especially from the Middle East and Africa. The country offers humanitarian visas for people fleeing religious persecution. These visas can lead to permanent residency within a short period. What makes Brazil special is community. Brazil has large Lebanese and Syrian Christian populations that arrived over 100 years ago. In cities like Sao Paulo, newcomers find churches, familiar food, shared language, and instant support networks. Brazil also offers opportunity. It is a large country with growing markets. Many Christian refugees arrive with business skills, trade experience, or technical knowledge. They do not just receive help. They contribute. Of course, Brazil has problems. Crime in major cities can be high. The economy has ups and downs. But for Christians seeking safety, work, and a familiar community, Brazil offers something powerful: belonging. Country number 6, the Philippines. Now we move to Asia. It is the only majority Christian nation in the region. The Philippines is more than 90% Christian. Faith is visible everywhere. Churches are full. Religious holidays are national events. Christianity is not hidden. It is celebrated. The Philippines offers several residency paths that benefit Christians. There are special resident visas for retirees. There are visas for religious workers, missionaries, and church staff. Church networks actively support Christian refugees. English is widely spoken, which makes life much easier for newcomers. The cost of living is low. A modest pension or savings can go a long way. Many Christian retirees from the United States and Australia are choosing the Philippines because they can live comfortably and openly practice their faith. Life is not perfect. There are typhoons. Traffic can be heavy in big cities. Some regions have security concerns. But millions of Christians call the Philippines home, and the warmth of the people is unmatched. Country number 7, Uganda. Last, but not least. Uganda. Uganda may be one of the most generous countries for Christian refugees in the world. It has an open-door refugee policy that allows people fleeing persecution to enter legally. Refugees are given land. They are allowed to work immediately. They can start businesses. Their children can attend school. They have access to healthcare. Uganda is a Christian-majority country, about 85% of the population identifying as Christian. When South Sudanese Christians fled violence, Uganda welcomed them. When believers escaped danger in the Congo or Somalia, Uganda opened its borders, the United Nations has described. Uganda's refugee model is one of the most progressive in the world. Refugees are not locked in camps. They are integrated into society. Uganda is not a rich country. Infrastructure can be limited. Life can be challenging. But for Christians escaping death or imprisonment, Uganda represents something priceless: safety and dignity. So what does all of this mean? It means that religious persecution is not a theory. It is real and it is growing. These programs exist because people are being threatened, attacked, and killed for their faith. It also means that immigration is no longer just about economics. It is political. It is cultural. Countries are choosing who they want to protect and why. Hungary and Poland are challenging broader European policies. Russia is sending a message to the West. Armenia is protecting its ancient faith. Brazil and the Philippines are using community and culture. Uganda is offering dignity instead of detention. These 7 countries prove that some doors are still open. If you know someone facing persecution, share this video. It could change their life. If you found this valuable, like the video so more people can see it. Leave a comment and tell us which country surprised you the most, or if there are others we should cover next. And subscribe so you don't miss future deep dives into faith, migration, and the forces shaping our world today.